Okay, guys, in this video, I want to explain how the patching of my latest jam is done. Surprisingly, many guys asked me for this, so I decided to make a quick video also for myself, like a little sketchbook, because it's a little difficult to make pictures. Sometimes you don't see the patch cables, whatever. So I decided to make this video mainly for myself and share it with you guys. So first of all, a little disclaimer. I'm absolutely not the modular guy. This machine, the Solar 42F, is the very first synthesizer of my that I own with modular capability. So I am a total newbie in terms of modular terms and modular concepts, whatever. The manual of the Solar 42 is not very helpful if you don't know what CV is or what voltage or other signals are. So I had to do everything from scratch, and I just did it by trial and error. So it's really possible that some of the things I tell you in this video are total bullshit. I tell you that before because I don't feel like I'm an expert in modular gear. So sometimes the results I do are just random or happy accident, but I try my best to tell you as detailed as I can why I did what. First of all, a quick note to the routing. So the Elta Solar 42F is simply connected to a big sky that you don't see right now. The reason is that you might think the 42F has a lot of effects on board. That's true. But as you heard in the jam, there is a delay used. This one. And the delay is one of the on the cards. It's one of the effects on the cards. Oh my goodness. And I also want to use a reverb. The manual says it's possible to load two different effects in those two slots. So you have slot A and slot B. And it says you can adjust the settings of each of these two channels separated with these three knobs. However, I don't get this working. As soon as I turn one knob, it changes the settings for both of the channels, and I have no idea if this is just an error in the manual or if this is correct functioning. Whatever. That's the reason why I decided to use the delay on the Solar on both channels the same, because I can't adjust it in the proper way, and the reverb is coming from the big sky. I also thought in my jams that I recorded that sometimes the reverb I'm using, especially the infinite reverbs, are getting very fast, very, let's say, muddy. I have a bandpass filter, of course, which I don't want to use on the Elta, but I can adjust it on the big sky as well. So that's the reason why there's a dedicated reverb pedal on this. I could use it as a standalone machine, which is fine as well. But then I need to check how I can adjust the levels of the delay with the levels of the reverb with one setting. That's a little annoying, to be honest. Anyway, that's the routing. That is the effect. And so basically, the patches are super easy. I explained the effects. I explained the routing of it. let's start first with the clock. The clock is basically coming from the 5-step sequencer. I can adjust the speed with the pulsar here, and the gate is routed with a stackable cable to the VCO drone voice 6, and from there it's patched with the gate input of voice number 3, and from there I use a cable to route the envelope to the gate input of drone voice number 5. So these are patched together, and if I turn on one of the nodes on the step sequencer, they will all play in the same speed. This is VCO voice number B playing. Then I can turn on the drone voice number 6. It's just switched off with the mixer. I can also turn on the noise. When I open the filter, it gets some nice swashes. And then you see that already with the blinking LEDs. If I turn on these voices, I get super nice drony or very deep bass sounds from this. I'm sorry, the synth is not warm, so it's a little out of tune. But that's how I use it. That is the right part. There's nothing else patched. Let's go further. There's one more cable here. It is the pressure sensitivity that is produced by the keyboard pressure. It is connected to the pulse width modulation, and you see it here, from here to here, to voice number B. Voice number B is playing the arpeggiator, and if I turn this on, and if I put more pressure on the keyboard, so pressure in terms of solar F is not really physical pressure, it's the surface of your finger. The more you put your finger on the keys, the more pressure you put it on it. And if I do that, you can hear the change, especially when you open up the filter. And that's cool to bring in some changes during the performance. So that is this patch cable. The next patch cable is the second one that's stacked from the gate output of the sequencer. It's going into the gate input of the voice VCO number B, and that is creating the rhythm from the sequencer, or the sequence actually. If you're wondering why I don't have to patch the voltage for the actual notes, these are internally patched default. That's why it's semi-modular. And because I don't touch it, or because I don't change it, the pitches are following the notes that I play on the keyboard. I'm sorry if I'm confused from the monitoring of my headphones. So that's basically this cable. Then we have the keyboard. The keyboard is patched to 3 points. The epsilon axis is routed to the feedback of the delay effect, to the effector. And you hear that in the jam when I open this when I open that a lot, let's say like that, it creates a massive delay feedback like this. In combination with the filter cutoff, it's pretty interesting. Sometimes a little bit too much. That is the epsilon axis, and the x-axis is also used with is patched with the stackable cable to the CV input of the effector, so I can open the filter cutoff with it. I like to do that because sometimes if you're opening a filter in the performance and you use the frequency knob here, it's hard to go back in a short time to the amount that you started the filter cutoff with. Sometimes I'm going deeper, and then you have like a little break in your performance. By using the joystick, you just open the filter, you let it go, and you're back at the original value. I really like this. And the second cable is patched to the pulse width modulation of voice number A. And I will show you that. It brings in some interesting sound modulations. By opening the filter and adding some pulse width modulation, oh my god, I can create some interesting sounds during the performance and make it more interesting, of course. So that's this cable. And that's basically it. There's nothing else I can tell you, except that the pressure sensitivity of the keyboard is set to the envelope ASR mode. So if I press it, it's, I don't know what I did, to be honest, but it works like a modulation to the pulse width modulation of VCO number B. I have a little rise time and a little fall time. So that means if I put my finger completely on this, oh, you can't hear this because it's only affecting the VCO number B. It takes a while until it's hearable. So it's like a fade in and like a fade out. Then I have a little portamento on the suspended notes. The portamento is like 48. You can hear that when I play the pad sounds. Gives it a little more organic feeling, I think. And that's it. I saved the settings to one of the 4 preset slots, so I can recall them. And this VCO is simply playing a note. And these 10 voices are also simply playing a key. It's not tuned that right now, but still, it's I use it for the middle part of this track and also for other tracks that are following in the final ambient live set. So that's basically the patching. I hope that was helpful, and let me know if you want to see more of this. Maybe I do that for each of the videos, also for myself. And have a nice day. Bye bye. And don't forget to subscribe.